Hello everyone, I am Deeptangshu Banik from ECA section, and today I am going to present my concept video of the subject Python on the topic Introduction to Library Functions. So first, let's discuss the contents of this concept video. Our contents are libraries in Python, working of Python library, Python standard library, various libraries in Python, library functions, and conclusion. So first, let's discuss libraries in Python. Normally, a library is a collection of books or is a room or place where many books are stored to be used later. Similarly, in the programming world, a library is a collection of pre-compiled codes that can be used later or in a program for some specific well-defined operations. Other than pre-compiled codes, a library may contain documentation, configuration data, message, templates, classes, and values, etc. A Python library is a collection of related modules. It contains bundles of codes that can be used repeatedly in different programs. It makes Python programming simpler and convenient for the programmer, as we don't need to write the same code again and again for different programs. Python libraries play a very vital role in fields of machine learning, data science, data visualization, etc. Now let's discuss the working of Python library. As stated above, a Python library is simply a collection of codes or modules of codes that we can use in a program for specific operations. We use libraries so that we don't need to write the code again and again in our program that is already available. But how it works? Actually, in the MS Windows environment, the library files have a DLL extension, also known as dynamic load libraries. When we link a library with our program and run that program, the linker automatically searches for that library. It extracts the functions of that library and interprets the program accordingly. That's how we use the methods of a library in our program. We will see further how we bring in the libraries in our Python programs. Python Standard Library. The Python Standard Library contains the exact syntax, semantics, and tokens of Python. It contains built-in modules that provide access to basic system functionalities like I/O and some other core modules. Most of the Python libraries are written in the C programming language. The Python Standard Library consists of more than 200 core modules. 200 core modules. All these work together to make Python a high-level programming language. Python Standard Library plays a very important role. Without it, the programmers can't have access to the functionalities of Python. But other than this, there are several other libraries in Python that make a programmer's life easier. The various libraries in Python are TensorFlow, Matplotlib, Pandas, NumPy, SciPy, ScraPy, scikit-learn, Pygame, PyTorch, PyBrain, and many more. Now let's discuss about the library functions in Python. The Python interpreter has a number of functions and types built into it that are always available. These built-in functions can be used to perform different operations. There are about 71 built-in functions available in Python standard library. Some of the commonly used Python library functions are as follows. Python ASCII. The ASCII method replaces a non-printable character with its corresponding ASCII value and returns it. The syntax of ASCII is ASCII with object in parenthesis. It requires a single parameter and returns a printable equivalent character for a non-printable character in object. Python bin. The bin method converts a specified integer number to its binary representation and returns it. The syntax of bin is bin with number in parenthesis. It requires a single parameter and returns a binary string equivalent to the given integer. The next function that we have is Python class method. The class method returns a class method for the given function. Syntax of class method is class method with function within parentheses. This method takes a single parameter and returns a class method for the given function. The next function that we have is Python dict. The dict constructor creates a dictionary in Python. The next commonly used Python library function is Python divmod. The divmod method takes two numbers as arguments and returns their quotient and remainder in a tuple. The syntax of divmod is divmod with number 1 and number 2 within parentheses. This method takes in two parameters and returns a tuple that contains quotient and remainder of the division. Now, the sixth library function is Python input. The input function takes input from the user and returns it. Syntax of this input function is input with prompt within the parenthesis. It usually takes an optional argument. Now, coming to the seventh library function, which is Python int. The int function converts a number or a string to its equivalent integer. The syntax of int function is int with value within parentheses. It takes one parameter and returns the integer value of the entered number. The eighth library function that we have is Python len. The len function returns the number of items or length in an object. The syntax of len function is len with s in parentheses. It takes a single argument, which can be a sequence such as string, bytes, tuples, list, range, or collection such as dictionary, set, or frozen set, and returns the number of objects in them. The ninth Python library built-in function is Python print. The print function prints the given object to the standard output device or screen or to the text stream file. The syntax of this function is print with objects, sep, end, file, or flush commands. It takes parameters such as objects to be printed, sep, end, file, and flush, but it doesn't return anything. The last library function that we have is Python sum. The sum function adds the items of an iterable and returns the sum. The syntax for this function is sum with iterable and start within parentheses. It takes iterable arguments and starts as an optional parameter and returns the sum of the iterable. Now let's discuss my conclusion. Python is a high-level programming language with a large number of libraries. It is the reason why Python is also known as batteries included because of the large number of libraries it has. The Python standard library consists of a large number of built-in functions which allow us to perform a large number of operations using simple statements. This makes Python a very versatile language with a large number of utilities. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to present this concept video.